Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ronke and I create content on travel, career, and positive living. In today's video, we are talking about travel advisories from the US State Department. I think for most people, when they are deciding where to travel, they literally will just pick a location, they kind of run with it. But before you get to the point of booking hotels and booking airfare, I really want to encourage you to look at the US State Department's website. The US State Department issues travel advisories for pretty much every country or region in this world that you can travel to. As much as is possible, please read through the website to understand what restrictions are in place, why they are in place, and specifically for where they're in place, in case it's not for the entire country. The US State Department has 4 warning levels that can be assigned to any given country. So I would highly recommend going onto their website before you book travel, once again, to see the country you would like to go to and get familiar with what the warning level currently is, why it's in place, what exactly the details are. Now, if I were to go into the US State Department's website and I saw that, an area I wanted to travel to had like a do not travel advisory, more than likely I probably wouldn't go unless I'm a citizen or friendly of that nation and I either know how to get around safely or I know the safe areas to stay in. Now, the US State Department, as I mentioned, they do have 4 warning levels, and the designations for those warning levels are made based on crime rates, based on civil unrest, and then also based on general health concerns or health outbreaks that might be going on in those countries. The US State Department, they utilize 4 warning levels. Level 1, which is the lowest, is to exercise normal precautions. So do as you normally would, but just be wise and have your wits about you. Level 2 is to exercise increased caution. This means that you should go to that place, but just be mindful that there may be some things going on. Then there's level 3, which is to reconsider travel. I would say level 3 is like, there's a little bit of stuff going on. It's not yet to the point where we are like telling our citizens to probably leave, but just be mindful. Then level 4 is do not travel. Now, level 4 basically means like, we gonna tell you, you should not travel there. It's not safe for, once again, whether it's because of crime, civil unrest, or because of some sort of health issue. Now, the important thing to keep in mind is that just because a location has a level 4 does not mean that you absolutely cannot travel there. Now, these are travel advisories and not necessarily travel restrictions. So just because an area even has a level 4 warning does not mean that you absolutely cannot travel there. It just means that the US is telling you, we just really wouldn't advise that you travel there. If you're going anywhere that is designated as a level 2, level 3, or level 4, you will see that the US State Department will have a webpage where it'll list out exactly why it is designated at that level and what you need to keep in mind as you go. And so sometimes, depending on the location you're going to, if it's a country that has hostile relations with the US, for example, they might kind of tell you what to do if you get kidnapped. They're going to probably tell you like, hey, you should probably discuss with your family what you're going to do if you get kidnapped. You should discuss with your family, any safe words that you'll have if they need to, have proof of life, right? Just anything crazy. And it probably sounds so like odd or so like extreme to say this, but these things do happen. If you're traveling to somewhere that is designated as a level 2, a level 3, or a level 4, the US State Department will have information specific to that region and specific to what the situation is in the country that will explain to you what you should keep in mind before you travel. This might mean that if there's a health outbreak, of course, information that they would have on the webpage would be specific to health precautions to take or just things to generally have in mind as far as maybe if you have to be, flown out of the country for health attention. If there's civil unrest or demonstrations going on, they'll probably advise you as far as, hey, if you see demonstrations, don't join, kind of find a shelter, a safe space, all of those things. So the website, I would say, is pretty detailed as far as what they would advise for you to do in each country or each area that they're having an advisory for. Now, the one thing that I would also keep in mind is that just because a country has a specific advisory level assigned today doesn't mean that it can't change while you're in that country. And so aside from, of course, doing your research ahead of time and making sure that you understand what the advisory levels are for wherever you're going, another thing that you can also do is sign up for a program called STEP. So STEP is the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program, and it is a program that's offered through the US State Department, and they will basically send you notifications as you're traveling. So STEP is the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program, and it is an opportunity for you to enroll with the local embassy or consulate wherever you're going. And it's a great way for the US to actually have an idea of where their citizens are. So should there be some sort of emergency where they are trying to get their citizens out, or where they at least need to keep a track of how many citizens they have in a country, this is one of those programs that allows them to do it. And then also, it is important whenever you travel to just make sure that you know where the nearest US embassy or consulate is. This is usually important, once again, in case something pops off, but it's also important should you lose your passport. Now, y'all know I love traveling, but I definitely think it is important to be mindful and be safe when you're choosing your destinations. So please make sure this year that you are using the State Department's website and resources. That's all I have for today's video. Please make sure to like this video, share with others, and subscribe to my channel for more travel, career, and positive living content. See you next time.